Hey, hi, hello, my friends. It's Christy with 4am Junk Journals, and I am here to do some art before breakfast with you on this beautiful Thursday morning. How is everyone? I hope you're doing well. We are going to alter another Project Life card. I know you're saying we do that all the time, and we do, but we're going to do another one today. Now, as I said yesterday, I'm starting a 100-day challenge. And the idea being that every day for 100 days, I just pick the top paper off of my stack of 12 by 12 papers, and I work with that. And then, I just set the scraps to the side, and I, the next day, go on to the next one. I can always use items from, my scrap box, but I have to use the paper from the paper stack. So at the top of my paper stack was this Peachy Keen stack paper pad, and we used one yesterday that was identical to this one. So I'm trying to decide today, do I stick with it has to be the next page on the stack, or can I say that since they are identical, I can move on to the next one, and then when I get to the end, I have to come back and work through. Because otherwise I'm using the same papers 2 days in a row all the way through the stack, which is kind of irritating. So I think if you'll forgive me for changing up my rule a little bit, I'm going to skip the identical paper, use the next one, and then like I said, when I get to the end, I'll come back to the beginning. I hope that you will forgive me for that, but it just seems silly to me to use the exact same paper 2 days in a row. Especially since I have a huge scrap of it already. Oh, goodness. I'm a little tired. It is actually the night before. So I'm actually doing art before breakfast the night before, which I guess is also kind of cheating. I'm all about cheating today, okay? All about cheating. But I just got done with my schoolwork, and I want to get this done so that it's ready to go up in the morning before I go to bed tonight, because I've got another long day ahead of me tomorrow. So also, I'm working on responses to, that's the other reason I'm doing this tonight. I'm working on responses to everyone for the On the Case challenge for week 2. And I am talking with our suspect, and I'm talking with our police officers, investigators, and our medical examiner, and I'm trying to gather all that information together for you and get them ready to respond to you. So I'm working on that, and that is what I actually plan to do first thing in the morning. So I need to do this tonight so that first thing in the morning I can do that. And let me show you really quickly what I did during class tonight. I'm in a swap on Junk Journals Craft Some More, and it's the Sunday Sprinkles swap. And so for week 4, we were supposed to do coins. And the way that the Sunday Sprinkles works is that you make 2 of whatever it is, and then you send one to your partner and you keep the other one. And I have a Sunday Sprinkles book. If you guys haven't seen that, I made a video on that. Anyway, so that's what I did in class tonight, and I think they turned out pretty super cute. Anyway, moving on. Let's go ahead and do art before breakfast for Thursday morning. All right, so I'm going to cover this with this paper. It is a textured paper, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to work with than some of the others. So I will most likely need to use a lot of glue. Not on this part, because this is going against this flat back. The other side of it, anything I add to it, will need probably more glue than some other things, because, like I said, it's very textured. I'm just going to come right up into that corner. That way I salvage as much of it as I can for other things. And I'll go ahead and bring my bone folder over. I had a request to do a video of the top things that my top must-haves for junk journaling and paper art, and that video is coming. I'm not sure what day. It was on my schedule for a couple of days ago and I didn't get to it, so it is coming. Just watch for that as well. Still working on trying to get my craft room ready to do a tour. My craft room slash art studio slash whatever. I'm trying to get it ready for a tour. That one's coming. So yeah, I got a lot of neat stuff in the works. It's just getting to it. I love the way that's looking already. I love it. Okay, now we have to decide what do we want on it, because I'm not entirely sure. I have these circles. Nope, they won't fit. Okay. Well, that was an interesting thought while I had it, wasn't it? I usually try to be prepared so that you guys don't have to sit and watch me dig around and make decisions, but tonight, this morning, whatever, it's actually pretty much this morning. It's 11:54, so it's pretty much morning. Anyway, I was not prepared is my story. Might use that lace though. It's crooked, but I don't care. It's junk journal art. What do I care if it's crooked? Ooh, super love that. Super, super, super love that. Okay, that's gonna go there. But we want something behind it. What do we want behind it? Let me set that to the side for a minute. Let me think. I have, that would be pretty. I have this lace that I think would be really pretty behind it, actually. Let's cut a piece of this and see what we think. I'm not going to sew, and I'll tell you why. Because earlier I went to try and sew. My machine messed up. I need to rethread the bobbin and all that because the machine messed up. And I just don't feel like doing it. I can deal with that tomorrow or whatever. I don't really feel like messing with it tonight. Otherwise, I would go sew this. But I'm tired. And I don't want to. So, all that to say, there will be no sewing on this project because I am being the lazy. Oh, I love it. I super, super love that. Right over the edge like that, and then I'll trim it up. How pretty is that? Okay. All right. Okay. What else does it need? It needs. Let me think. I've got these flowers sitting right here that I'd pulled out for a different project. I could definitely use that white rose right there. Maybe some rose petals. Might stick that rose behind her and the lace. And then I could come over with my stencil and do some stenciling. right over the top of the lace before I lay her down. Let's do this. Okay, so let's start by putting on this pink rose. You guys want to see what else I've been working on? I'm in a swap also. It's actually late. It's a scavenger hunt swap, and I've got 3 partners, and I've gotten 2 of them done. I've got to do 1 more. But so this is, they were supposed to be made off of a time card, and then they had a list of 5 things that had to go on it, and it was musical notes, a corset, a flower of your choice, a rub-on or clear sticker, and star. And so I made this one, and then I made this one, which I just love, love, love this one. This is, yeah, I adore this one. I love this one too, but I really adore this one. Anyway, so I've been working on those as well. I digress. Anyway, hold on just 1 second. Sorry about that. My boy came in to see me. Okay, so I'm going to put that rose right there. And hopefully it'll stay in spite of the textured paper. And it won't. Shoot. Okay, so we're going to need to use some Fabri-Tac and hope that that does it. I guess I'm going to put it directly on the rose, because I don't know exactly where to put it on the card. I know you guys have heard me say this a billion times now, but I really have to order some Fabri-Tac. Keep meaning to do it. Did finally get my gesso in though. I used it earlier. So it's a different brand than what I had before, and seems to be a little bit more liquidy than what I had before, but it seems to work well, so I'm happy with it. I think it was only like $1 difference, but it was a much bigger container, so even though it's only $1 difference, look, I mean, it's huge. This is 8 ounces, and the one that I had before was 4 ounces, and so for $1 less I got twice as much. And like I said, it seems to work. If it didn't work, it would be different, but it seems to. Okay, so I've got that rose there, and I'm thinking that we're not going to be able to see it if I do that. Well, that's not any good, is it? Maybe we can put this along the bottom. And like that. I really wanted it. I want to be able to see the rose too. Is it still going to let me pull it up? I cannot believe it still let me pull it up. Okay, that's probably not a good sign actually. I'm going to put it right there. We will put her on top of it. How's that? Now I'm thinking though that I'm going to need to probably put more Fabri-Tac down, because I don't think that's, probably if I had let it dry it would have been fine. I didn't let it dry. It probably wouldn't have pulled up if I had given it some more time to dry. But it's a moot point. I gotta Fabri-Tac the fabric down now that I've decided to switch it up. I've got to Fabri-Tac my lace down, I mean. Which I guess lace is in a way fabric, right? Or is it? I don't know. I'm not a fabric person. The sewing I do is usually on paper. Okay. I like that. Okay, and so then let's put her maybe right there. But before I do, let's do some stenciling. right across the top. What should we use? Frayed burlap. It's either going to be frayed burlap or abandoned coral, and we might do both. Okay, that's nice. Now let's try some abandoned coral. Let's use a different stencil though. We'll come over here with this one. Can't really see that too much, but I like the way it looks from the other, so it's okay. It's really quite pretty. Okay. Now I want to put her down right there, like on top. She is going to need some help sticking, I am sure, especially right on top of that flower that's raised up. So I'm going to go ahead and put some Fabri-Tac down all around here. It will hopefully give her what she needs to stick. You can see that rose stem going right through her. I'm not sure I'm crazy about that. Let's see if I can move her a little bit. Maybe we should put her in this bottom corner. What do you think? Yep, I'm liking that better. The rose stem still goes right past her hat, but it's not as pronounced, I don't think. What do you think? It's still going to go right there, but it just feels better to me. Okay, and then I think I'll take this rose and I can put it here. Take this leaf. Nope, maybe not. I'm not a big fan. Let's see. It needs work. Okay, so let's start by gessoing. And seeing what we can do to help it a little bit. If I can get the gesso open. You can see right now that could be a problem, because it just sealed itself shut and was almost impossible to open. And I know what you're saying is that's a lot of gesso and you're covering a lot of stuff up. Well, I wasn't happy with the card, so it will either work and it'll turn out great and I'll love it, or it won't work and I'm not really losing anything because I wasn't happy with it anyway. And technically it counts, because even if most of this card or this paper is covered up, I still used it. So it still counts. That flower is just coming right up. We're gonna have to glue that sucker down. I may add some more over here, I'm not sure yet. Let's see how this looks when it dries and it's like inked. So I don't have a heat gun. I do have a blow dryer, but I don't have it handy where I can just plug it up right now. I'm not exactly sure where I put it when I moved the art studio back in here. So we're just going to give that a minute to dry a little bit. It won't take it long. It's not a thick coat, so it doesn't take that long to dry. So I'm still behind on a lot of my schoolwork, but I did get quite a bit caught up today as far as like the assignments that were due tonight that I was behind on doing. In other words, they weren't going to be ready. I did manage to get those ready. So that was done. Went to class. I still have several assignments I need to catch up and an incomplete to finish. Also, tomorrow we'll be registering, hopefully, for a summer course that will be my last class, provided I pass everything. So I would be glad if it were. You know, I had registered for all of my, I would have been done this semester, but I dropped one because I was having so much trouble keeping up. And in the end, I'm thinking I probably shouldn't have dropped it, but I did. Because I still had to pay for it, even though I dropped it. And now I have to pay for another class and take it next term. So it's kind of the downside of university life is, you know, sometimes you pay a lot of money for something you didn't get. So of course, that's my own fault. I shouldn't have registered for that many classes at the same time. And if I was going to register for it, I shouldn't have dropped it. So there we are. I accept responsibility for that. I've really made a mess of my hands. All right, let's see if, I know it's not quite dry yet, but let's see if it'll let me add a little bit of color. I'm going to do vintage photo or frayed burlap. I'm going to try the vintage photo first, I think. Frayed burlap tends to be a little darker than the vintage photo. It really wasn't dry. I wonder, I have I'm really starting to get tired, guys. I may have to call it quits. I have these little bitty jars. I think this might salvage the whole thing. I'm already liking it better. I would have liked it better if I hadn't stamped across the top of the bottle, but it's all right. This really is much better already. Probably needs to be sewn, in spite of my saying I didn't want to sew it, but that might happen in the morning. I might sew it in the morning and then upload the video with a picture of it, because that's more than I think I'm capable of tonight. There was something I was just thinking I needed to do with it. I think I could. Hold on just a second. Oh! I could just be a klutz. I can come over here and staple that on there like that. And then I could move this a minute. Let's see. Bring this over here. Just find a spot that I like. That. Maybe right there. Oops. Just like that. That way I could have something hang off of it if I wanted to, which I've already got a thought about. just a second. I have these bobbins which do not work for my machine. I don't think that hole goes all the way through though, so I don't think that's going to work. Let's test it, but I don't think it's going to work. It'd be too short anyway. Yeah, that won't work. Unless it had a hole right along here, which it doesn't. So that was a cool idea while it lasted for half a second. But that's not going to work. Okay. But I did staple that, and I could, for all intents and purposes, I could glue that on there. Just like that. That'd be kind of cool looking, wouldn't it? Let's do that. Let's see if the Fabri-Tac will hold it. We'll definitely have to bypass the sewing, but this would be cool looking if it'll hold it. This would be something I've never done before. Never done anything like this before. Guys, I've lost the lid to my Fabri-Tac. Are you seeing it? Are you sitting there yelling, there it is, put it on there. I'm literally sitting right here talking to you guys and falling asleep. I'm about to give up and take my bottom off to bed. Yeah, I know Fabri-Tac's overkill for this, but I'm just going to glue that thread down, and the reason I'm using the Fabri-Tac is because it was right there handy, and I had just been using it. I think that's going to stay. Unbelievable, but I really think it's going to stay. It seems to be pretty well adhered. That's pretty cool. I'm liking it. I like it, I like it, I like it a lot. A lot, a lot. I may have not just salvaged the card, but actually made it into something I like. Not, you know, like as much as normal, but nevertheless, if I like it, that's a start. I think it needs some burnt washi along the bottom. That seems to always help. to see if this will hold. Scissors. There they are. When nothing looks good to me, I know it's bedtime. And I'm getting to that point where nothing is looking good to me. Because chances are I'll get up in the morning and it'll look great. And if it doesn't, I'll get up in the morning and get rid of it. But, I mean, I do like it. It just still doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel complete. And I'm thinking that that's strictly a exhaustion talking. Okay, it's the next morning, and so now it's actually Thursday morning. Well, it was already Thursday morning. It's about 5 hours later. Anyway, I do like it. It's still not my favorite piece, but I like the way it turned out. It's okay. So, let me just zoom you back out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful or at the very least entertaining. I hope that you crafted along, and I hope that you'll join me for another video again very soon. No, wrong way. If you like what you saw today, be sure and give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from this channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you click the little bell, it will notify you every time I upload a new video. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're crafting today. Drop me a picture, and I'll talk with all of you again soon. Bye.